My name is Zamia Bivens Gibson, and I am the Executive Director of Isaiah House. I've been at Isaiah House since 2004, first in the capacity as Program Director. I today am a very proud Executive Director of this beautiful and amazing organization that is supported by the greatest staff that I can imagine. I've been in East Orange for the majority of my life. I grew up in East Orange, and although I don't currently live here, I am a former resident of this city, and I actually hold it near and dear to my heart. So what we do here at Isaiah House is extremely important to me and holds value beyond the abilities that we have as social workers of just giving of ourselves in that way, but because we see the outcome of what we give and what we do with the residents here at Isaiah House. We unfortunately have been faced with lots of funding cuts because the government has made a lot of changes. So at one time, we lost about $2 million just like that. Our team made a conscious decision that we were going to fight to keep Isaiah House alive, keep the doors open, continue to serve our residents, and do whatever it took in order for the programs to continue to survive. We sat and we came up with a plan to not cut any of what we were doing for the clients, but the staff actually agreed that we were going to make some cuts for ourselves so that we could still continue to do the work that Isaiah House has been known for.
My name is Donald, and I'm currently with Isaiah House Next Step program. I'm 58 years old. I used to work for the New York State Department of Insurance and the World Trade Center. I was there the day of the 9/11, the day of the World Trade Center attacks, and I got out of the building maybe 5 to 10 minutes before it came down. Didn't think I was gonna make it out of there. And as a result of the results of that day, I wound up in the hospital for about 3 months for mental health issues. I eventually started getting sick from the dust and all the stuff that was in that environment that day. And one thing led to another, and it led to severe depression. I made several suicide attempts. So on one of those suicide attempts, I was in the hospital and a man came to visit me. His name is Mr. Bennett. And I guess someone had called about me and asked if there any way they could help me, which I appreciate. And I found out that this program would give me a place to start working on my acceptance of where I was and my illness, and also prepare me for subsidized housing in the future so that I can live on my own. And I feel very confident that I'll be able to do that. I hadn't been to a shelter before, the first time I've been homeless. That allowed me to grow at my own pace, and because of that, I think I'm doing much better. I know I'm doing much better. If I could sum up Isaiah House in one word, it's a godsend.
My name is Linda Battle. I grew up in North Carolina, the small town Sanford. My parents both were functioning alcoholics. And at 8 years old, they abandoned us. My mom was cheating across the street, my dad 2 blocks away. And, it affected me and my sister and my brother. We were left without furniture. They came and took the furniture, came and took everything out of the house. And eventually it was too much pressure on me because my sister and brother crying to me. And it was too much pressure. And I secured them with a family member. And I ended up in the street 8.5, 9 years old. The worst thing that could have ever happened to me. I ended up drugs, prostitution, and picture that an 8, 9-year-old little girl. I was a little girl, and my life has been just disastrous. And I've been trying to get out of this cycle for a long time. All my life, all I asked for was somebody give me a chance. My experience in Isaiah House has been like I'm at home. I like to clean, I like to cook, I like to do these things. I learned these. I crochet, I make blank, I do all things I learned, to keep me from thinking negative and acting off my emotions and feelings. And I like the way y'all represent yourself by welcoming people into this program. Y'all don't deny nobody. What's next for me? My goal is to get my own place and get out on my own, because I always wanted to have my own place. So I just want to be content, and enjoy the rest of my life. I'm 64 years old. But I wanted to start by giving back, because I don't know when God's gonna call us home. We never know. Tomorrow's not promised. So I want to live each day like it's my last day. I don't forget nothing. So I'm glad I got this interview in today.
We need for the community, our investors, our supporters to understand that we cannot do this alone. Our funders, they fund specific things. So with all of the funds being designated, we don't always have what we need to continue to maintain Isaiah House as it stands today. The government, unfortunately, isn't able to support all the needs that we have at our agency, just as they aren't able to do that at other nonprofit agencies. So what we do to fill in the gaps is that we ask for help. And we've become very good at asking for help. And we aren't too proud to say, listen, this is happening here. We need your help. And we're hoping that you can find it in your heart to some way help us out. And if that means coming over to volunteer, if it means writing a check or sending in a donation, if it means you sharing information about Isaiah House with your friends and colleagues or people who might potentially be able to sponsor and support us, we're grateful for every single thing that we get from anyone who is willing to help us.
My name is Chef Sammy Moses. I work here at Isaiah House. I've been here now 11 years. I love cooking. My cooking style is Sammy style. It's my style. Because I like to put a couple different things together and create my own. Soul food, comfort food, I love doing. Italian food. I even love Asian food. So it's a little everything. But most of all, the one ingredient is love. I cook with a lot of love, right?
My name is Lucy Gray. I was once a resident of Isaiah House. I have been working for Isaiah House over 20 years. I'm a cook. I'm an assistant cook. It's about giving back. Isaiah House is the place that welcomes all. It doesn't matter from where you come from.
I'm Delmichael Dennis from Isaiah House. I'm 18. I came through DCP&P. I came up from Atlanta with my girlfriend. We was expecting a child. Things didn't turn out too good, but it like step by step. And my workers put me in this great program, Isaiah House. When you're down and there's no help, you have to get it on your own. And Isaiah House showed me that there's better ways of getting it on your own. They've been helping me accomplish my goals ever since then. I completed my GED. Right now I'm in a prep school to play basketball for Vince Robinson. There's only certain people can attend, 30 maximum kids. It's an all boys school, so they help basketball get you better. They help you practice your SATs for college. I start September 5th in February. After February, I will be going to Nebraska for basketball for a scholarship. I want to get my bachelor's or keep going. I want to keep going. I want to get everything I can get. When I think of Isaiah House, I think of family. Because from back then, I really didn't have much as a family. When I came to Isaiah House, they showed me love, open arms. So I'm glad I came to Isaiah House.
We've come from the potential of having our doors closed about 2 years ago to now having so much more hope than we've had in a very long time. We've been able to find great donors. We've been able to find people who were willing to volunteer their time and to come in to help us. We've gotten people giving us food and doing clothing drives and sheet and bedding drives and giving us things that keep us from having to spend the kind of funds that we would normally spend to buy those things. We have clients who leave here and say they miss it. We have clients who are here that don't want to leave. They invite us to their special life events, and we really feel good about that, and we feel very proud of that. And we're hoping that we're able to continue to do that for a very long time. If I could describe Isaiah House in a few words, I would say Isaiah House is family. Isaiah House is connection. Isaiah House is love. Isaiah House is hope. Isaiah House is strong. Isaiah House is resilient. Isaiah House is for the people.
My name is Ann Murphy. I'm 33 years old. I'm a single mother of 2. I came to the Isaiah House. It was 2017. I remember coming here, and for me, everything had just fell apart. I was in a situation, I was living at a place with somebody, and it would be fighting, and I didn't want my kids around that. So I removed myself. I didn't have anywhere to go. And one day, somebody told me about the Isaiah House. I was calling, but I didn't get an answer. So I said, I'm just going to go there. And I came in with my son, Miss Michelle. She's in Human Resources. And she came out, and I was asking her, I said, I need a place to stay. But me and my 2 kids, we don't have any, we're full right now. That's what she told me. So I said, okay. And I said, do you mind if I sit down? I sat down, and I had my phone, and I started to call other shelters. And then she came back out. She asked me what my son liked to eat. And he said, yeah, she went and got him food. And then she went back into the door. No, Ms. Gibson came out, and she brought me back into her office. And she sat down, and she said, tell me about yourself. Tell me what's the situation that you're going through. And I just remember busting out crying, like, everything's going wrong. It just was like, I don't have my job, I don't have my car. I wasn't on welfare either at the time. I just was receiving unemployment. And I told her that, and I said, all the things that I wanted to do. I said, I want to go back to school. I want to acquire adequate housing for me and my children. And I don't know what she's seen in me that day. I'm forever grateful for her. And I love Miss Gibson so much. She said, I don't have any room, but I'm going to put you on the 4th floor. And I said, well, I have to go get my other son. Is that okay? She said, of course. Go get your baby and come back. And I came back with my kids. And that first night, I was an emotional wreck. I remember crying. And I just remember feeling so bad as a mom, as a person, like I failed. And so the next day, they ended up moving me downstairs to the 3rd floor. That's where I met Miss Lee, Miss Michelle, Miss Faye. I was still just like down at that point, but I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I had told Miss Gibson that I was gonna do. So I knew I had to keep my word to her, because I don't know what she's seen in me to allow me to come, me and my children to come and have a place to stay, a safe place to stay, because where we were at was not safe. And now we were in a safe place where when we laid our head, I didn't have to worry about anybody fighting. I didn't have to worry about how we were going to eat, and we were going to have heat. I didn't have to worry about things. It was just like, I was okay. Me and my children, we were safe. And they also had like Mondays, it's a highlight, one of my highlights is movie night. Miss Lee, she goes and she rents us a movie. She makes sure the kids have all these snacks, you know. You sitting down with everybody, and it's just like, this is your family for now. You guys are sitting there bonding. You're watching a movie. You're getting to know the other residents and their children, you know. And you're getting you realize that you're not the only one going through this. your stories are similar to what you're going through. And it's like, you went through that too? I went through that too. So you're bonding, you're meeting lifetime friends. I don't really think that people understand the impact that this place has had on my life and me becoming a better woman. Because I think I was definitely a little girl when I came in. It's definitely made me a woman. It's definitely allowed me to see things different, humbled me. It's just a phenomenal place. People must, oh, it's a shelter. No, it's not just a shelter. This is where I found myself as a person. I'm sorry. To have people see the good in you, that you know that you are, that you want to shine out. It's an amazing feeling to know that. I'm most proud of that I kept my word to Miss Gibson. The best thing for me was coming to the Isaiah house. One of the best things in my life. It changed me. It made me a better woman. So the other day, and the guy, he was like going around recording. He said, oh, this is the girl, she's been smiling since she walked in here. He said, what are you smelling at? I'm smelling that life. Some people don't get to wake up. Some people, they really lose their self. And I'm lucky that I found myself in the Isaiah house. I'm most grateful for.
So in closing, I will say that we want to be able to continue to do what we do. But in order for us to be able to do that, we need you. We cannot do this by ourselves. The help that you give us will allow us to continue to provide the services that we know we provide so well. So please consider helping Isaiah House so that we can continue to help others.